to the Houston Rockets, and then I get crickets. That's the way it goes in this podcast game. If you predict something or speak your mind and it turns out to be wrong, you get all the arrows. But then when you're right, you get the crickets. So it's all good. But KD to the Rockets, and for every reason that I said he would go, because it fits. Okay? So KD goes to the Rockets for Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks and a couple second-round picks. So Phoenix got some of their picks back from Houston that they took a couple years ago in that Brooklyn deal. And because of the performance of Jalen Green, yes, he led them in scoring in the regular season. But when they needed him the most, he did not show up in the playoffs. And that's unfortunate for a young player. Now, hopefully, it doesn't hurt his confidence being traded like that. Hopefully, he's got good people around him, some maturity. Hopefully, this is a wake-up call, a motivation that he needs to get to that next level. But it is still a business. And the Houston Rockets are trying to win a championship right now. Ime Udoka has a relationship with Kevin Durant from being the assistant in Brooklyn. A lot of people didn't know that. And the one thing that they were missing, or they felt like they were missing in that series against Golden State, going to 7 games, was offense. They went through these offensive lows where they couldn't score. They couldn't get a bucket when they needed one. So why not go out and get arguably the best offensive player in basketball in Kevin Durant? And so I'm hearing he's 36 years old. Why are they getting him? They shouldn't do it. When you are a franchise that is trying to win and you get a player that is on 1 year left in his contract and you have the space for him, you're going to get him, especially if it is a Kevin Durant. Now, yes, he is on 1 year left on his contract. He may do a 1-and-1. He might start doing 1-and-1s like LeBron do for the rest of his career. So he may sign a 1 year extension or 1 year, 2 year with a player option on the back end. Regardless, I think he stays in Houston after this one season. So I think they got the right guy. Now you pair him with Fred VanVleet, Amen Thompson, Alperen Şengün, Steven Adams. They have the core pieces around him where he can lead by example. And I say that because all these other media outlets and shows talk about Kevin Durant's not a leader. The dude's been in the league for almost 2 decades. He does not lead the way you want him to lead. But you know he's going to show up to work every day. You know he's going to play hard on both ends. And when he's healthy, he's arguably still one of the best players in the world. So he's going to lead in that way. He's going to show these young guys how to prepare. He's going to show these young guys how to put the work in, and he's going to show them how to perform at the highest level. And that's why they got him, because it's a young team that doesn't have the experience outside of Fred VanVleet to be elevated to championship levels. That's why you get a Kevin Durant. So shout out to Houston for getting KD. Now, what does this mean for the Western Conference? Okay. The OKC Thunder just won a championship. And I'm sure they're the odds-on favorite to win it all this season or next season. But a lot of things, I mean, matchup-wise, if the Houston Rockets are healthy, they were the number 2 seed in the Western Conference last season, and they just got Kevin Durant. And I would say replacing Jalen Green with a Kevin Durant when you were a 2 seed is an upgrade. So Kevin Durant's impact will be professionalism, hard work, and championship level play, because he's played at that level. So I'm sure people are going to comment on here like, you don't know what you're talking about. KD be jumping teams, this and that. Okay. So remember how we talked about expectations. KD can't win for losing when it comes to his legacy. And he does have a legacy. If he retired tomorrow, he'd be in the Hall of Fame in 3 years. Now, Y'all talked about he couldn't get it done in OKC with the pieces he had there. He loses to Golden State, up 3-1, and they lose. And then Golden State loses because they're up 3-1 against the Cavaliers, right? Immediately after they lose the finals, they call Kevin Durant. Draymond Green does, to come and play for them. Nobody gives Golden State flack for calling for Kevin Durant when they were up 3-1. Kevin Durant gets all of the arrows thrown at him for going to that team because he was trying to win. He exhausted all his options in all of his efforts in Oklahoma City. He wanted to play a certain style of basketball. He goes to Golden State. So I'm not going to ramble and make this drawn out. The point I'm trying to make is the expectations for him to win were astronomical. And I would say he met those expectations. They won back-to-back championships, and he was a finals MVP. It ain't like he rode coattails. It ain't like he jumped on the team and that didn't need him. They needed him to win. Every player and every staff member agrees to that. We'd be talking about LeBron James' legacy in a totally different light if Kevin Durant doesn't go to Golden State, because LeBron probably wins 2-3 titles in Cleveland. So again, we can't have it both ways. You can't talk about his legacy is nothing because of him going to Golden State. And then when he goes and meets expectations and exceeds them, say, oh, he didn't do nothing. It was easy. It wasn't worth nothing. Can't have it that way. So we fast forward to Houston. He's going to bring that I don't give a damn attitude. I'm here to hoop. And I'm going to show y'all how to do it at a level that you haven't done it before. No matter what the expectations are for everybody else, I'm going to come out here and play ball. And that's what an Ime Thompson needs, a young player like that. An Alperen Şengün, who's becoming an all-star in his own right, is going to see how Kevin Durant plays at the level he plays and how he shows up for work. And that's what those players need. Ime Udoka is going to be sitting there nodding his head like, this is why we brought him here, to show these guys how to get to another level in their game. So that's what I think. That's what I think his impact will be. He's going to show these players how to get to another level. And I know people are going to say, well, why he didn't do that in Brooklyn? Why he didn't do that in Phoenix? So he did do it in Brooklyn. Okay, James Harden got hurt. Kyrie Irving got hurt. He took them to a game 7 against Milwaukee and had his toe on the line. They lose in overtime. I think he maximized whatever the rest of that team was, got them to the pinnacle of what they could have been. And they haven't been close since. In Phoenix, they were playing above 500 basketball when Kevin Durant played, no matter how bad they were. And when he didn't play, they were one of the worst teams in basketball. And that's with Bradley Beal and Devin Booker on the team. When Kevin Durant didn't play, they were not good. So when y'all talk about he doesn't play winning basketball or he doesn't elevate anybody, just go and look at what these teams' records are when he plays. And y'all let me know what y'all think of that. So that's where I'm at with it. I think he brings that impact of leadership by example and raising the level of everybody else's game based on his play. I think that's the impact the Houston Rockets need to get to that next level. They already have the defensive identity. They already have the playoff taste. They know they can be one of the top seeds in the West, and now they have a guy with championship pedigree and Hall of Fame pedigree on their team. I'm excited to see what the Houston Rockets can do. So y'all let me know what y'all think about Kevin Durant's impact on the Houston Rockets next season. Comment below. Before we get up out of here, you know, we got to hit y'all with that 2-minute warning. We're going to talk about accountability, basically. So people are what they do and not what they say. What do I mean by that? It's pretty obvious, right? A lot of people talk about doing things. A lot of people talk about, I'm going to do this, or I want to do that, or I saw somebody doing that over there, so I want to do that. And I want to be a good person, or I want to lose weight. All of these things people say they want to do. And this is the old adage, actions speak louder than words. That's essentially what this is about. Holding yourself accountable and being about action tells me more about the person than what I hear them talk about. So I can have a conversation with somebody, and for me, I'm more of a forward-thinking person. Me and D talk about the future a lot. We talk about what we want to do, things we want to do. But for me, it's like, okay, cool. We've talked about these things. How are we going to do them? What are the actionable items to get us to this place? And that's kind of the way I've grown to live my life as I've become an adult. Actionable items. How am I going to get these things done? And just doing them. Okay. This podcast has been going on for 2 years, a little over 2 years. And it was a talk for a while. I'm going to do my own podcast. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get it done. But I was not getting it done. Until one day I said, I'm going to just do it. Danielle, we don't got the equipment. So what? Let's set this up. Poker table behind us. I don't care. Let's just do what we can do. But I have to do it first. I don't care how bad episode 1 looks. And y'all can go back and see it. I'm not ashamed of it. I don't care how bad episode 1 looks. I have to get the ball rolling. And then looking at that, said, I got to get better. I got to make this look better. I got to make it sound better. I got to have the content better. I got to get people to want to watch me talk about sports. And that's where we are today, 90 episodes in. I don't talk about it, I be about it. And that's my message to y'all, okay? If you want to get something done, stop talking about it. Just go do it. What's standing in your way? Is it something that's going to hurt you? Is it going to affect your life in a negative way? Then go do it. Don't talk about it no more. That's my message to y'all, all right? You want to get something done, just go do it, okay? You are what you say. You are what you do and not what you say. Cool. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to the X-Factor Sportz Podcast, episode 90, season 8, episode 6. Again, you can always catch the X-Factor Sportz Podcast on YouTube. And below, you see all of the social media handles that we are on throughout the week. You see the reels pop up, highlights of the show. So be sure to like those, comment on them, of course. If you follow me on social media, you know anytime there's a comment on any of my reels, I hit you back because I like to engage with the audience. I want y'all to be involved with the show just as much as I am. So be sure to follow on social media platforms. We are over 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, trying to get to 10K. So we appreciate y'all for that. Let's keep adding those subscribers and watch hours on the X-Factor Sportz Podcast. If you like the gear, I told y'all last week, the order has been placed. I got shirts coming. So here in the next few weeks, you will see some brand new X-Factor Sportz Podcast t-shirts being sported by yours truly. So be sure to hit the QR code or hit me up directly, DM, social media, whatever. Give me your shirt sizes and your colors. We got some coming through. Shout out to Snooch Customs for that.